What's up everyone, this is Nox and welcome to part 3 of the Zero to Hero Kinetic Blast Trickster. In our gear standing in hideout with a headhunter on, we are at 1256 intelligence, and then with our other in stacking belt we are at 1517 intelligence. So things are moving along rather nicely. Didn't have a ton of time to farm this week. We did manage to kill Maven and Uber Elder that you're seeing in the clips now. So let's talk about the upgrades that we've made and where we're taking the character from here. So the first thing is we got rid of the Chaos Res ring, and we now have a Cogwork ring. I crafted this myself. I just bought the one with the fracture. You don't necessarily need the lightning damage fracture. I just saw it. It was 2 divines, same as most of the other Cogwork rings. I hit it with Deafening Essences of Spite until I was happy with the other suffixes. Ended up getting some accuracy, some evasion, and I crafted on the fire res there. You could craft on all attributes as well. You could craft this further and just spam Essences of Spite until you hit all attributes. That's totally fine, but this was fine for me for right now. For our amulet, we swapped out Astramentus for a rare with a Synth Intelligence implicit. Now these are actually pretty cheap, so strongly recommend you guys jump on this. And again, you just hit it with Essences of Spite. I spammed it until I hit the all attributes roll. Ended up getting max energy shield, which is nice, and then crafted on the damage while leeching. For our belt, we have Headhunter. We mentioned this in the previous video, and you can see it in the gameplay here. Headhunter is insane for this build. You're shooting projectiles everywhere, and it's absolutely cracked. If you don't like Headhunter, or if you just want more single target for bossing, you can grab something like this. Again, synth implicit for intelligence. Make sure you grab one that is the 13 to 15 range. Don't get fooled by people crafting on the attribute modifiers with the catalysts. Make sure it's baseline 13 to 15, and then you catalyze it yourself. And again, you hit it with Essences of Spite because intelligence cannot roll on belts naturally until you're happy with the suffixes. I just got some res here and then crafted on the evasion energy shield. Totally fine for me. And then I'd like to make a correction on something I said in the previous video. So I mentioned having one of these implicits on the boots being action speed. Someone correct me and said that that did not stack with the Trickster Ascendancy, which turns out to be true. So don't have action speed on your boots, get something else instead. I opted to go for chance to avoid being shocked, and then chance to avoid elemental ailments. We did that because on our tree, we ended up getting a Cluster Jewel and Storm Shroud. So Storm Shroud, it says modifiers to chance to avoid being shocked apply to all elemental ailments. If you have Storm Shroud, my implicits here total up to 60, and then I grabbed a Abyss Jewel with some intelligence and chance to avoid being shocked for a total of 103%. You just need 100%, but this is a combination. You can do that, and we are now ailment immune on the build. The tree in general has undergone a couple of changes that you'll see in the path of building below, mostly that we dropped the charisma wheel and we grabbed a cluster. This cluster I picked up for 2 divines. We have intelligence, all attributes, increased damage, and the armor is whatever. This is on a spell damage cluster as well. You could get one with 35% increased effect instead, but that would be like, 70 divines instead of the 2 that I paid for this. So, and you're only getting like 4 more ints per node anyway, which ends up being a lot in the long run, certainly. But again, it's not 10 times as much, but it is well over 10 times the price. So this is what we have for now. The next move for the build is we are going to essentially get 2 more cluster jewels that look exactly like this, and we will upgrade our Merc. So this is actually the first episode that we will be talking about the Merc, because it's the first episode where I have Mercs in the gameplay. So we ended up finding this Storming Zealot, and he has the Wrath Aura. So he's level 84 and he has the Wrath Aura, which is nice. I thought a level 84 character, or a level 84 Merc I should say, would have the highest possible level Wrath Aura. That is actually not true. So I grabbed this guy earlier today, and his Wrath Aura is higher. I'll have a little clip of my Kinetic Blast tooltip with both Mercs without their without Wrath Aura effect, and that guy, this guy over here, this Fallen Reverend, actually has a higher level Wrath Aura than my Storming Zealot. However, the Storming Zealot likes to use a staff, and Wrath Aura Effect staves are a lot cheaper than Wrath Aura Effect one-handers that the other Merc can wear. So weigh the pros and cons. If you find a Fallen Reverend instead, grab that. If you find a Storming Zealot, that's fine too. But you're going to want a weapon on here that has the Crusader mod. Wrath has 60% increased aura effect. This is 60% on two-handers, and it goes up to 40% on one-handers. So if I was going to talk to this guy here, if I grabbed 2 of these, I could get 80% total because he can dual wield. So that's another thing that you can do. Those one-handers are about 2 divines. This was about a divine when I picked it up. So Merc gear is the Wrath Aura Effect staff, like I mentioned. Gale Sight, and this is for Brittle. Perkwell's Toe, and I do have Influence anointed here for the increased effect of non-curse auras. This does apply to his Wrath Aura. Calm's Binding, just to mitigate some physical damage, and that is it. Everything else just sort of came on the character. So that is that. The upgrades from here, we would be throwing on Doriani's prototype. We would be getting some minus lightning res rings, but I haven't included that yet because I didn't want to unlock the void stones with the Doriani's prototype. That just seemed lame. So we have all of our void stones unlocked. We are good to go now. I'll probably grab a Doriani's prototype and some minus lightning res for the next video. And as far as the farming strategies go, I've just been blasting Legion. I've been having a really great time with it, and like I said, I haven't had a huge amount of time to play, so just being able to like log in, blast a couple of Legions, and then go do something else has been a really good time. We'll be able to farm some this weekend, and I will have an updated farming strat for you guys this coming Sunday, so that's 2 days time from when this video is released. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you guys are having fun with the character, and I will see you guys next time.